I am Styrofoam Ralph. It is Monday evening. I have been waiting for this hot box all day. And before I introduce the fam, let me just say this. I want to apologize for 1 to 2 5 because he was the one who got caught in it. But there was a post that I seen earlier and it triggered me real bad, and I had to and I had to go back and forth with somebody about something for just a second. You know what I'm saying? So there was a Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes post, and I had I'm sorry. So I just want to say that. So let me introduce Sports Reports as ordered 25 in the building, and also my dog El Residente San Jose represent in the building, and El Residente Jr. in the building for sure. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? So
What's up?
yes, I I don't want to bring up the jump because we were saying we agreed, but I just vent for a second about
Yep.
how frustrated it was. So we're not even gonna go there. But about last night is what we really need to talk about. The Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Buffalo at home. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, you know what I'm saying? Healthy dose of James Cook. James Cook ran the ball 18 times. He ran the ball 18 times. Josh Allen ran the ball at 12 carries himself. You know what I'm saying? So I know, we all want to talk about how the game ended and stuff like that. We're definitely going to get to that. All I'm going to say is before I give my analysis on the game, all I'm going to say is right now, I feel like there is about to be a major rift in Western New York. I feel like Stephon Diggs might be swerving. I feel like Sean McDermott might be swerving. And I feel like the Buffalo Bills is about to be a brand new team next season. So 2-5, how you feeling, brother?
Well, the good news for Buffalo is you lost to the team that's been winning the Super Bowls. The bad news is Josh Allen money kick in next year.
Mm.
So to your point, yeah, not only is Stephon Diggs going to probably be out of there, there's going to be a whole lot of movement out of Western New York. But I was telling y'all before we came on, looking at these stats, you would have thought that Buffalo won this game comfortably. I mean, they held the ball for 37 minutes. You
Mm-hmm.
said James Cook carried the ball 18 times. He should have carried it 28.
Yeah, I
You
feel
know,
Yes,
that
he
too.
like
should have.
like Josh
Yep.
Allen. All night Residente kept asking, "Is he going to make the mistake? Is he going to make the mistake?" And he tried. He tried, but
He
his
tried so hard.
but his receivers definitely let him down. And last night, I didn't watch any ESPN and all that today, but
I didn't.
last night was the perfect example of football is a team game
Mm.
because all the talk has been centered on Josh Allen, and I want to know about that defense that made Kansas City punt once.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's talk about it for sure.
Yeah, like the difference in that game was simple. Kansas City had Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, and Buffalo did not. That was the difference in the game.
For sure. For sure, for sure. And I mean, well, can't make excuses for guys. El Residente, you can go ahead and chime in before we get into a deeper analysis.
So we're just on the Chiefs Bills game.
Yeah.
Josh Allen had the setup. He had it. Like I remember in the group chat, and if we go back to the group chat, I remember being in the group chat like, "Yo, okay, that's it." Like they got the lead. It's the fourth quarter. They're outplaying Kansas City. It seems like they're about to run away with this thing, and then they started making the mistakes. One, they stopped running the ball. You said he ran the ball 18 times back 2-5. You
Yeah.
20, they should have ran it 30, 35 times. Bro, you're
Yeah,
up and you're moving the ball. You're moving the ball pretty easily on the ground. You're moving the ball pretty easily on the ground. but they continue to pass the ball. They continue to pass, continue to pass, continue to pass. Josh Allen is fumbling the ball. Josh Allen is starting to skip passes. The stuff that the guys can't afford to do when they're the guys, when we're talking about them on that level, he did them. He threw the ball in harm's way. He coughed the ball up. Luckily, he had his teammates. People talk about his teammates let him down. I think his teammates lifted him up in that regard. There were several times that play should have gone the other way. He took chances that he took risks that he didn't have to take. He's throwing 70-yard balls down the field when he has somebody 15 yards up the field that could have got a first down easily.
Well, my question, I mean, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you good.
Dallas,
like
Dallas
he
Mike.
did it. I mean, he
Dallas Mike.
He didn't make the mistake.
Yo, what up? What up?
And it costed them in the end. Like, you can't take with so many risks. Shoot, even like McDermott. McDermott calling a fake punt on his own 30.
Because that's what
what's even worse about that is it was a dumb call, but Kansas City only had 10 dudes on the field and they still couldn't get it.
Come on, bro.
That's real cowboy, Mike. That's real cowboy what they did.
What they did?
That fake punt.
Oh no, we would never do no clown shit like that.
That's a nail. That's a knee biter. That's a knee biter play.
Psych.
I'm about to say psych.
No, I mean my thing is
like putting Ezekiel Elliott at center. That's not clown.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's exactly what the Cowboys would do. Some dumbass shit like that.
Damn. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like the Buffalo Bills as an entire unit. I don't feel like, because I feel like it's all the whole, like, you know what I'm saying, Josh Allen hasn't lived up to the moment, but it's like, bro, everybody was making questionable decisions down the stretch. Sean McDermott with the fake punt, fucking Stephon Diggs with the gator arm instead of using his hands, and then Josh Allen missing Shakir in the end zone.
Yeah.
Missed him in the end zone. I understand there was pressure, you know what I'm saying, but he missed him in the end zone.
It looked just like the play that he had to Gabe Davis a couple of years ago. It looked just like that. You know how many yards Stephon Diggs had?
Last night?
I think like 36.
No. I know the answer, but I was like, you know how many yards he had? He had 21 yards.
Oh, wow. Lower than I thought.
3 catches, 21 yards.
Yeah, and Pacheco, obviously Kansas City was missing him in the first matchup. He averaged 6.1 yards per carry last night. And like I always tell Mr. Logical, Kansas City can run the ball. They just don't.
Exactly.
15. Yeah, bro.
And my thing, Andy Reid loves to run the football. That's what people don't even realize about him. They get caught up in all the passing and all the, exotic plays. His foundation is running the football.
Yep.
It always has been. Even goes back to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Josh Allen always gets, I still hear people saying, "Oh, he's still in the top 5." Like, my thing is, if you have poor performance after poor performance, and they're losing because of you, that's what I said yesterday. If that team is losing because of you, my thing is you should be taken down a couple notches. It shouldn't just be all about talent, and all this gunslinger, 4 touchdown, 2 interception type shit. If you're playing bad football, you need to be taken down a notch and out of the top 5. You can't have a bad game and say, I'm still top 5. No, it don't work that way.
Did they lose because of him, in your opinion?
For sure they did, because you know why? If they kept running the football, James Cook was killing them. And my thing is they stopped throwing the ball to Kincaid. I don't know why. I had on my ticket last night. They just stopped throwing him the football.
Doug, he had 6 rushes in the second half.
It's ridiculous. Come on, man. Now I'm in a cold game. It's a cold weather game. But again, they want to make Josh Allen the hero. That's why they keep losing. If they just let him, because again, he can't be the storyline now. So then it's like, oh well, the team is carrying him. They gotta make it about him for no reason. My thing is, you should easily have beat Kansas City in that regard. You had them down, yo, and you don't let them just crawl back into the game like that. I'm thinking they're gonna keep running the football. They just stop running it. So I don't get it. It's just not smart football.
Yep, and I mean that's
Stephon
Buffalo.
Diggs had 8 targets. Stephon Diggs had 8 targets and 3 catches.
Terrible.
Yep.
And man,
Yeah,
Valid Diggs did drop the football, but man, it's cold, dog. Like
they.
you got
I,
you got to work that man into the game a little better than that. That's just how I feel. If he
I
your guy,
I saw a stat. I don't know if it was over the last 5 games or what the window was, but basically Shakir had 40
Yeah,
more yards than Diggs, but on like 42 less targets.
wow, that's crazy.
Mm,
You
Shit,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So something's out of line there. Something's
something
out
is
of
out of
sync.
line.
Yeah.
And just my only thing about and this is sort of expanding the conversation outside of that game. I want to talk about the reaction to that game because there's something we got to understand. We can't put somebody on the level of the best and then not hold them to the standards of the best of the best. We can't. We got to stop trying to do that.
Yes.
If we're saying Mahomes is his peer, it's the same thing we're saying when we're talking about the Eli thing the other day. Don't tell me Eli Manning is on the same level as Joe Montana and then say, oh, we can't compare Eli and Joe Montana. Then that means they're not on the same level.
exactly.
Don't tell me that Josh Allen's on the same level as Patrick Mahomes and we're not going to give the same scrutiny to Josh Allen that we'd give to Patrick Mahomes.
100%.
We
Correct.
cannot do that, and we got to stop doing that.
Correct.
That's always where I come in. Like we would expect 100% for Patrick Mahomes to complete that drive and win the game, whether it be through a field goal or a touchdown or whatever. But we would expect it's gonna happen.
Right.
Josh Allen made too many mistakes that that weren't the field goal, but led to them needing a field goal as opposed to getting a touchdown. Now, if he had a completely great drive, like if there was 40 seconds on the clock and he's just pushing them down the field and it led to a field goal that they needed to take to win the game and the guy didn't win it, that's completely different than you had. What, they had, what, 4 minutes on the clock when he got the ball?
Yeah, literally.
And they drove
No,
it down to they took time off the clock though.
yeah, you had time. Like you
It
had
was like
time.
a minute 40. You said they got the ball with 4 minutes of they kicked the field goal like a minute something.
Yeah,
Well,
And it
that's
was
what
like
I.
what
What,
a 40 some yarder.
yeah,
yeah.
it
It
was
was like
like
I think it was,
43 maybe.
yeah,
Yeah, like come on, man. Like even though Bass was have made that kick, I mean, to me, you gotta make it a little easier for him.
Well, I was thinking about it, and as
It's
I was distraught, of course. My Buffalo Bills,
yeah. That was your Buffalo
and
Bills.
yeah, and I was sitting there, and I was like, maybe the Stephon Diggs drop was a blessing in disguise because you don't want to score. You already saw what
It could
Patrick
have
Mahomes
wasted
could do
more.
in
Yeah,
13 seconds.
yeah.
You know what I
It'd have taken
mean?
a lot
Like
of time on the clock.
you don't want to give him the ball with 2 minutes left. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise, but you got to pay it off because there was a play you talked about, Ralph. You talked about the play to Shakur. The play before or after that, he had Diggs crossing across the field,
Yeah,
all by himself,
Oh no,
and he
bro.
still.
That play, they would have 8 minutes and 23 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, when he dropped it.
Yeah, the big drop that was on first and that was
Oh,
on
okay.
first
I
and
didn't
10.
realize it was that late. I mean, it was
Yeah,
that early. Yeah.
they
Okay.
would have 8 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah. So I just look at it from the standpoint of Buffalo's injuries just caught up with them. They had no linebacker support.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had no
AJ
linebackers left.
Patrick Mahomes saw AJ Klein, and he went Shaq mode, barbecue chicken.
yeah,
What I'm saying you can't teach the things that Mahomes was doing. Like some people just have
So
that extra instinct, and he just wasn't going to lose that game. Like Buffalo didn't have an answer for him, and it says something about Buffalo though. They only lost that game by 3 and missed a
Hmm.
field goal even after the performance Mahomes
mhm.
had. So Buffalo's not far away, of course, but it's over because now that Allen's record, that money is kicking in, it's over.
Yeah.
yeah. It is.
Doug, Kansas City took the lead with 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I mean, in the fourth
Mm,
quarter.
Yeah.
Now, if
insane.
this was another
And
quarterback
yeah, so
that's not a media
damn.
darling,
And not to piss off Residente, but just imagine, here it comes, if
Mm.
Nicole Hartman didn't fumble.
Mm. And
because
they gave
that's
it to
when I said,
Pacheco.
remember I said right there, I was like, oh, he about to put them to bed. This is it. When
Yeah.
they fumbled, and that's what opened the door back up. Because if they score that touchdown, that
It's
puts
over.
them up. That puts them up 10.
Yeah, that was a dumb play call too. You know that Kansas
Stupid.
City deserved to
Why?
get burned over.
Yeah,
But
Nicole Hart. Yeah, absolutely.
Just give it to
Absolutely.
Pacheco and let him score.
yeah, you
I was
remember
like,
as soon
come
as
on,
they
man.
did it
way too cute with the giving the ball to the receivers. Like every
at the
receiver
goal
is not
line. Yeah.
Deebo Samuel. You can't
No.
just give everybody the ball and just say, "Hey, go run," and amongst the heavies. Like everybody
Yeah,
don't get that, bro.
y'all remember as soon as that play happened, I went right to the chat and said, "Why is Nicole Hartman a thing?"
Thank
Right.
Because
you.
y'all,
Why?
because y'all thought he was down, and I was like, I don't think, I didn't think he was down.
Yeah.
I thought it was down for sure. Until the replay, I was like, oh shit, you right.
I was like, it was a
You,
bona
you,
fide fumble for sure.
that was just dumb. If like, I mean, even if they had Tyreek Hill, I wouldn't have liked that call.
Yeah,
Agreed. Just give it to
yeah.
Pacheco. I mean, he's
Yeah,
dominating the game.
averaging six
Like
yards a
I don't
carry, pound
understand.
it.
They haven't stopped him the whole game. You don't give it
No.
to your running back. At least,
Yeah.
if you're not giving it to him, give it to Edwards Helaire.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
keep pounding
Somebody.
like Carolina can't.
For
Right.
real though. It's crazy.
One thing I don't understand is um the outrage behind the touchback rule. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about.
Oh, I knew you was gonna bring it up.
No,
I
the rules are the
it's
rules,
like
man.
I like the rule myself.
I like it, but what I don't even know what the
I
alter
don't.
for real. I don't even know what the alternative is. Like, what would you change it to? Like, what would be the other? What would be the
No. What
alternative
would
to
happen is
consequence for?
well in the NFL you can't fumble forward. The only reason it doesn't make sense is in the NFL you cannot fumble forward. So
Uh-huh.
if I fumble on the 50 and the ball rolls up to the 35, they bring it back to the 50 if it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, especially when it's fourth down. That has bit
Yeah,
some teams.
you cannot fumble forward. So that's the only reason that
You
rule
can't.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But what I would say is that like if we're talking about like the rules are the rules, bro. Like everybody got to play by the same rules. I hate changing the rules because of the results. I hate playing outcomes. I hate that. Let's decide on what the rules are. If we playing aces down in spades, then we playing aces down. Don't play aces down and then lose and say, oh, we need to play ace, joker, deuce, deuce. Don't do that. You can't change the rules
Who
because
who was that?
you lost.
Who was that? Was that you, Cups? Who was that said if Kansas City would have lost that game, they would have changed the rule? Who said that?
Oh, for sure. No, yeah. If Casey would have lost, they definitely would. We be they be talking about that shit right now. Like, hey, should we be looking at this touchback rule, guys?
Because I mean, they changed overtime for Josh Allen, and they haven't. And the Bills haven't won an overtime game since they changed that rule.
Right.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right.
So, yeah,
It tells you a
man.
lot,
But
though. I just don't like the fact that it gives the defense an advantage. If you fumble the football out of the end zone, it gives them an advantage. So if you fumble the ball anywhere on the field, it doesn't get other team the ball unless they recover it. That's my
Well,
only kind of gripe with it.
but my response to that is 90% of the rules favor the offense.
Right.
They do.
So you got to give the defense something.
That's true.
Like just like the whole like what is it? A tie goes to the receiver. I've seen DBs literally hit the ground on their back with the ball and roll, and the receiver snatches it out, and they call it a catch.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like,
I
so
feel you.
I mean, like you got to give the defense something, and I think that. I guess the alternative would maybe make it a spot thing, like what Residente was saying,
Yeah.
like wherever the fumble happens, just replay or
Yeah, that's why I
play the
feel like
next
it should.
down right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that's what it should be. I mean, I agree with you on the fact that defense gets a raw deal in general. You know what I'm saying? When we're watching the football in general. But that's the only, I'm not agreeing with it. I think the rules stay what it is. I'm just saying if I can offer any type of pushback, it would be that. Like, hey,
Right.
let's just make it where the spot of the fumble was at. Like, you just literally, a team might march all the way down to the field and you hit the ball out and they get the ball. Like, how? Like, they didn't recover it. It went out of
Yeah.
bounds.
You know what I'm saying?
but
But
I mean,
but that's the
again,
thing. The offense didn't recover it either.
yeah, and that's the
No.
thing. Anything could happen for somebody to fumble, and because if they know that it's going to be a automatic replay of the down, anything could happen for somebody to be like, all right, look, especially if it's down by the goal line. You know what I'm saying? Let's just run a sweep to the pylon and stick your arm out there, and hopefully,
Yeah.
But it's not a replay of the down. It's still
That's
lots
what
of
I'm
down.
saying,
It's
though.
just
If the alternative is not a turnover, what
Yeah.
else could it possibly? It would have to be a replay of the down.
no,
No,
it comes back
it would
to the
just be
spot.
third. Like if it was second down, it'd just be third down.
Third down. Yeah, that happens all the time.
It'd be like a no.
Like if somebody
It'd be like
fumbles
no
forward,
game.
if the person fumbles forward and the ball rolls out of bounds, like say I fumble on the 35 and it rolls forward and goes out of bounds, they just play stop, play dead where the person fumbled the ball at, and it comes back to where the person went down, where the person lost the ball.
Right.
That's the rule right now.
So you're saying it was just okay.
So I mean, like I said, that's my only pushback. That's my only point of like of difference there is that it's in that's the only rule aligned with fumbling that's not aligned with the rest of the rules of fumbling.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Pass Nation Road. What's happening, gang?
I got you.
What's up, gang? What's up, fellas?
What up, bro? What up?
Ain't that much, man.
No, I'm gonna switch it up. I got you.
There we go. All right, now we locked in.
You ain't saying nothing anyway. Did you have something to add?
Damn, I wish
huh?
I could.
Come on. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll zoom on to you when you're ready to talk then. All right.
But fellas.
Wow.
Now that we've addressed all that, I got 3 words for y'all.
Uh-oh.
Big play, shake and bake. Yes, sir. They're gonna be right back next year in the mix. They're gonna be right back in the mix. He played, and bro, what more could you have? Hats off to the Detroit Lions.
Not throwing interception.
Continue that question. Continue that question.
I'm about to figure out where you're going with
Apple
this.
turnover. I don't know. Just not turn the ball over,
What
maybe.
more can you ask? Not throw an interception?
Yeah.
To lose the game?
The first
2 of them.
won't even.
Two of them.
I'm just, but like I said, man, big play, big. Hats off to the Detroit Lions for sure. Jared Goff played a good game too, bro. He was cooking for sure. I think what was he 27 to 40 something? You know what I'm saying?
He was yeah. He was 30 or 43.
30 or 43. Come on.
Yeah,
bro.
for 287
completions. You threw the ball 43 times.
You know,
Stop playing.
Baker threw it for 349, but he
Stop
threw those
playing
2
right
that mattered.
now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
They finally
Jared
figured
Goff
out
for
that
sure.
Jameer Gibbs is on the team. That's pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Yo. They got to cut that out for sure. They wildin'.
Yeah. So there you go. So Jameer Gibbs, 9 rushes for 74 yards. Montgomery, 10 carries for 33. What we doing?
Come on now. You tell me. I mean, Montgomery, I'll make him a goal line guy only.
Well, hold on now. Well, how long was that? Because didn't he have a 20-yarder? Didn't he have a couple gash plays? I mean, that's still,
he did.
That's still relevant though.
But look at the passing game though. Dog. He went crazy in the passing game.
Well, see, that's where Tampa messed up because Tampa, for once, was actually having success running the ball. You know, but they stopped. Just like Buffalo, they stopped. You know, I think they only finished with I think Rashard White had 15 carries, but he was averaging 5.9 a carry. You know, I guess it was just all about Bacon quick strike Mike.
And that shit was crazy, bro. 350 yards from Baker, 3 tubs, no guard, and this wasn't garbage time shit. The game was there the entire time.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying.
So it wasn't empty calories
at the very end of the game. So
that's my 3 words. Dumbass balls.
It wasn't empty calories because of the fact that it was a contingent game the entire time.
Right,
now empty calories comes you're 3 touchdowns down, and now you want to throw the ball 70 times to get 200 yards. 250
so if they're down a touchdown, how many touchdowns were they down?
They were never. It was never. They
lost by 8.
It was never ever more than a 1 possession game.
They were down 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, come on now.
They were down 4.
Yeah, that's how I got the 8, and they missed the 2-point conversion. Yeah, they were down 2 touchdowns.
It was tied at the half, and then it was
Detroit went up. Detroit was up 31 to 17.
They went down 14 because they went down 14, and then when they
at the very end of the game, they were down. At the very end of the game.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out why is that not considered empty calories if they had the passing play.
How y'all feel about
because they still could have won that game when last they started a chance to
tie they get a chance if Bowles calls a timeout.
Word. I feel
they were going to tie the game.
And 30 seconds left?
How do y'all
that
feel?
two-point conversion was just questionable to me.
Yeah, I was going to ask y'all how y'all feel about that. I like it.
It
I
was a
understand
PI to
the
me.
thought process.
Y'all know how I feel about that.
That's like just because you can come to like a sound deduction about like oh, this makes sense. That doesn't mean it's like just because it makes sense doesn't mean in my opinion doesn't mean it's the right call. Like oh,
Just because you can make sense of it doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
like I
That's what I'll
get
say.
it. I'm just like oh, I wouldn't
Look,
have went for it
Look,
right there.
I'm an
because
NFL team. If I can't get 2 yards, I don't deserve to win anyway.
in that position, you
But
could have
most
just
NFL
tied the
teams know
game
they
up.
can't get
You know
those
what
2
I'm
yards
saying?
because if that's the case, they just would let the kicker go and just kick and just run go for 2-pointer every time.
Like
No,
should
you
do
go.
that.
No,
That'd be
you cut it. You cut it down to 6. You get the ball back. You score and you win the game instead of going to overtime. And if you don't get it, you get another 2-point conversion and you go to overtime.
Or you miss
that's still a
both and
gamble.
then you
That's,
lose
that's,
by how
that's a
much?
lot of ifs
Or
in that
you
scenario.
lose both. Yeah.
It was a spliff.
And again, that's
We all
again going
behind.
back to what I was saying about the Dan Campbell thing against Dallas. What message are you sending to your guys saying that we want to risk it all right here? Well, not risk it all, but we want to put ourselves in a hole.
That was his
When
message.
they're
His message was
already
fuck
cooking.
overtime. Let's win this.
They're trying to knee bite.
You
Everybody want a knee bite.
know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying be conservative. I wasn't saying, pussyfooted. We can still go full throttle, but there, what I'm saying.
Yeah, nah.
I just don't understand why he didn't call the timeout.
Yeah, because they could have tried something. You know what I'm saying? 30 seconds
I mean,
left.
you got Mike Evans.
For sure.
What they gonna
No
do?
time out there.
They're going to throw the ball down the field. What was Kansas City going to do with 13 seconds left? These things happen.
Well, no, I'm gonna pull that play up because
You gotta give yourself a chance. Like even if it doesn't work, you can't walk off the field.
I don't know, man.
I think you do stuff like that.
Play.
I think you do stuff like that when you genuinely don't believe you're the better team.
Well, yeah, I mean they were playing with house money. Nobody expected Tampa to be there, so why not just go balls to the wall?
After you just do a pick two, it's
No,
like,
see-
okay, what am I doing here?
Like that, that's always me. Like when I see
And,
coaches do that, what that tells me is we do not believe we are better than this team that we're playing. That when Buffalo went for that fake field goal, that's what I like. We got to trick our way to win this game.
And my
We
thing is,
can't
you inserted
face
DeMar
them head
Hamlin.
up and beat them.
You put Hamlin in the game,
Yeah,
like,
I
if that don't trigger Chick-fil-A.
I would have liked to play a field to somebody else, not somebody who
Comeback player of the year, bro.
who fell limp on the field last year.
Facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
I wasn't going to insert that part.
you know what I'm saying? Where was Shakir at?
Somebody,
I know they had somebody else. Micah
an
Hyde
athlete or something.
Yeah, wasn't Micah Hyde playing last night?
They could have used Micah Hyde. You're right.
He was on the field.
Yeah.
No, I just like Detroit, definitely, they earned their win. I mean, that was a back and forth game. That game was a lot closer than the final score would indicate even.
Uh-huh.
The Tampa put up a really good fight. Baker had almost 350 yards. Mike Evans had almost 150 yards. And despite the fact, like, it's interesting because Detroit has really good weapons, but you don't see like really high like yardage returns from the Detroit receivers as much as like you would think they would for the talent level that they have.
Right.
Because they run a similar routes than us. They don't really run. They don't run a lot of deep routes down the field.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm not spinning it forward yet. I'm just that's just something that sort of is interesting to me.
I wish the world. I wish the world could have saw Cup's face when he realized that Detroit had Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Shit, I was shocked too.
I thought he was still a Brown, bro. I thought he was a Brown.
I know he got traded or something like that. I think I'm not mistaken, but I didn't know he was.
The Lions just signed Zach Ertz today, bro.
Yeah, they signed Zach Ertz. Yep.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Like they just picking people up.
Yeah.
The Ravens just picked up Dalvin Cook last week.
Yeah.
Facts. Great insurance guy. I mean, I think Brock. I think he broke his arm or something like that.
Yeah.
There's 2 Wolverines.
Just go pick people up, man.
Michigan right now.
We're gonna go get Tom Brady for the NFC Championship.
Be the backup. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Have him back up Brock would be wild, yeah.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Baltimore.
Yeah, that's what I saw today too. Is Brock Purdy early Tom Brady?
Oh
Man, what I tell you, man, and this is sort of, and I don't like doing that because one, that's a lot to put on somebody. But again, I always go back to the early stages of Tom Brady. Nobody in the early stages thought Tom Brady was that dude, man.
Nobody.
And I
Nobody in the
remember,
world. No
and
one.
I know we can look at revisionist history now and say, yeah, dude's goated, and he is. But those first 2 years when Tom Brady was starting in New England, nobody was like, "Oh my God, yo, we got to run out and grab Tom Brady right now."
Nope.
Tom Brady is better
Right.
than X.
He wasn't even consistently
him,
starting
and him.
at Michigan.
No, he
People
wasn't.
said, "Oh, all these things had to happen for Tom Brady to become who Tom Brady was." I want to remind y'all the things that some of the things that happened to bring us to what Tom Brady was. Do y'all remember Tuckgate? Remember the Tuck game?
The Tuck rule,
Do you
yeah,
remember the Tuck game?
The Tuck rule, yeah, Oakland.
yeah.
Right in Oakland, remember that game, y'all?
Yeah.
You remember the first
When
Tuck rule?
they had to overturn a fumble.
Do you remember the first Tuck rule that was called? Do you know the first Tuck rule that was called?
Yes, like something we had never seen happen before. This guy who was a brand new player
in that game. That was the first Tuck rule.
I never heard of it before. I never heard of it before.
Never, ever.
First
time I heard of it.
The first
if
Tuck
you fumble the
rule
football, you fumble the football. That's it.
Ralph, you are younger than me.
The first
Ralph, you are
Tuck
younger than
rule
me.
was actually called against the New England Patriots when they were playing the Jets and Vinny Testaverde. It was the year before, the season before the actual Tuck rule game.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rule
You didn't know that. You were
today.
today.
Go ahead, Rob.
You researched
Cups was today years old. Cups was today years old.
And I appreciate
how old I was.
No,
I
Cups.
know what.
Cups. That's what
No, Cups. No.
Yeah.
You researched. But I want to explain to you as somebody who was sitting in my grandmama's house on my bed watching it on like a 14-inch TV.
Yes, sir. With the butt on the back.
When Charles Woodson sacked Tom Brady and they called it a fumble. And then the refs went back and said, "Oh, no, he tucked the ball before he went to throw it, and therefore it is not a fumble."
Yeah, Cups, just like
that
I know.
was something that happened as a part of the story of Tom Brady.
Just like
Let's
the
spin it
the
forward
Vikings,
to the Super Bowl.
Just like the Vikings and the Chargers did some Spygate too, but nobody cared because they wasn't winning shit.
Let's spin it forward to the Super Bowl.
Nobody likes the hypotheticals until it's time to talk about Tom Brady.
I'm not doing hypothetical. I'm walking you through the journey of Tom Brady.
Yeah, let's talk about this surveillance.
No, you're saying like
No,
what if?
I'm not doing it. I have not done one what if yet. No, wait. Bro, I haven't done one what if. I haven't said if yet.
It's not an asterisk, bro. It's the rules.
I'm not giving you an asterisk. I'm not giving you an asterisk.
You're saying what if this
never
happened?
Dude,
either it's a controversy or it's not.
Does he realize I'm not shading Tom Brady? Does anybody?
No, he does not recognize that at all. No.
I'm about to say, he's a fast man. You know you're gonna have pushback.
Stop, Cups.
It's the same thing when we talked to Dallas about Dak. You know, man. It's just like the same thing.
You gotta defend your guy, man. You have to.
But you don't have to defend him because
he's not under attack.
He's goated.
He's not under attack.
I feel like it's a small slight. I'm not letting you get away with that shit. That's a very small slight.
What I'm telling you is this. What I'm telling you is this. There are certain things that had to happen. In the beginning, nobody believed that Tom Brady was that guy. No, even that year, when he won the Super Bowl, Vinny Testaverde had to come out and kick a field goal to win that game. Tom Brady did not throw a touchdown to win that game. That year, nobody, even after he won the Super Bowl, nobody was saying Tom Brady's a top 5 quarterback. Nobody was saying that.
That's because it's ugly the way Tom does it. You know what I'm saying?
And then you know what happened? And then Carolina kicked the damn ball out of bounds.
Why?
I'm driving somewhere. Guys, I'm driving somewhere. And I got limited time. Just let me get there and I got you. What I'm saying is after that year, nobody looked back and said Tom Brady's a top 5 quarterback based on his play. They said, oh, his defense lifted him. I know that you feel that way, Cups, because you hate when people bring it up. You hate when people say, oh, the defense lifted him up. No, Tom Brady earned his way. But guess what? It took Tom Brady 3 Super Bowls before anybody believed that he was any good. And right now, I have a quarterback who people are telling you that everybody around him is the reason that he's able to do anything. And they'll say, oh, well, this one, they'll say, oh, well, we want to see him win from behind. The guy came in, was down in the 4th quarter, which y'all wanted to see. He was down in the 4th quarter, came back in the 4th quarter, and you know what Sports News was talking about this morning? Oh, well, we don't know if Brock is good enough to win it. Even though what they said is we need to see him down in the 4th quarter.
Without Debo.
They said everything needs to go according to schedule for Brock to be able to be an effective quarterback. Doug, He had a shaky first half. He didn't have a great third quarter, but guess what? When the play needed to be made down the field, when he finally got man coverage and he saw Kittle going down the field, he hit him with a dime for a touchdown to put us ahead. In that fourth quarter, when we needed points, guess who was the general of that team? That was Brock Purdy. So I'm not saying that he's Tom Brady. So I don't like doing that. But what I will say is, if you look at their stories, they're not that different. Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. People were against Tom Brady because people want to believe that their scouting reports, they can't be wrong. There's no way, if we know what we know, that Tom Brady can be as good as Tom Brady was. That was why Tom Brady had a chip on his shoulder the first 15 years of his career. We know this. Do we not?
Yes.
There's confirmation bias. So these guys come out on SportsCenter, and their main thing is they'll say, "Oh, well, he got the numbers. Well, he only got the numbers because da 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 da." I watched them do that to Tom Brady. You watch them do that to Tom Brady, which is why you get offended anytime you hear anybody that you think is a slight to Tom Brady. I was not knocking Tom Brady. I was telling you that their roads are much more similar than you like to admit. That's all I was saying.
I hear where you coming from, Rez.
Well,
Definitely clear where you coming from.
Tom Brady never had the likes of a. Well, I'm okay.
See, there you go.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
I understand what you're saying.
Hey, when Brock Purdy gets to the Super Bowl, when Brock Purdy gets to the Super Bowl and the Ravens kick it out of bounds during the kickoff, and Brock Purdy only needs 20 or 25 yards to get it to field goal range,
they're gonna say, "Oh, it's only because." It's only because. And I said this earlier, Ro. You know I said this before. Y'all heard me. Until Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl, the narrative will be that Brock Purdy you cannot win a Super Bowl with a Brock Purdy. But I'm gonna tell you this: even if Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl this year, they will find all kind of excuses to blame it away on something else. Brock Purdy is gonna have a Tom Brady-esque career to get any respect from any of y'all, and I love it.
I don't think I'd have a Tom Brady-esque career,
and I love
how the media goes. It's like you do something one time, it's okay, yeah, that's cool, that's nice, but can you do it again? They say, that's your legacy's built on.
They haven't asked Josh Allen to do it once.
But you know what, bro?
They haven't asked Josh Allen to do it once.
But you know what, bro? Aaron Rodgers ain't done it again. Drew Brees ain't done it again. Brett Favre ain't done it again.
Let's see what it is. Though.
Dan Marino never did it.
But you got to say, fellas, it's like once you a guy in the media likes you, it's almost like there's no wrong. Like if Brett Favre was a lovable guy, Aaron Rodgers a lovable guy.
Media the only ones that loved him.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes that's the narrative thing. But sometimes even when they do the rankings of the All Pros, like some of that stuff. Some people get named All Pro just off a name. Like,
you know what? Other quarterbacks would do that too if they played for other teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's true.
Journeyman. Okay.
We ain't talking about journeyman. Brett Favre wasn't a journeyman, so don't change the argument. If I take Drew Brees off the Saints and put him on somebody else, he's going to make the playoffs.
Is he?
If Drew Brees was on our Niners team, we might have won the Super Bowl.
Even if I took Phillip Rivers' punk ass off the Chargers and put him somewhere, he would have made the playoffs.
But my thing is, we had to see this guy. We had to see Drew Brees. We seen Drew Brees though.
Thank you, Ro.
With the Chargers already.
This hypothetical, this team. I don't know nothing about that. All I know was the facts are the facts.
No, all we can do is talk about exactly.
No, I mean that's just one of those things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's easy to. Well, this person did this. Well, yeah, he played for 3 teams. He had the opportunity to do that. Not everybody plays for 3 teams.
Right.
All I'm saying is, we seen Drew Brees. He didn't win it with the San Diego Chargers. We seen Phillip Rivers with the Colts.
A 3-time back-to-back MVP? Who does that? Nobody. Like, what? We talk about Brett Favre.
Drew Brees? Oh, you talking about Brett Favre? That was another media darling.
You know that.
To me, I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, me personally, I think a lot of guys are overrated, and I feel like a lot of guys don't get the credit that they deserve. You know what I'm saying? But
correct.
Like you said, it's the media. Like, that's why you can't fall into what the media says. I don't believe none of they got to say, because I just watch the games. It's not about whether you like somebody or not. It's about, is this person playing good? Is this team winning because of them? And a lot of times, those Packer teams, they lost because of Brett Favre. So my thing was, it's an excuse at a certain point, because he's the one throwing interceptions late in games to lose games. Multiple times.
Baker Mayfield.
As bad as people say,
Baker Mayfield, a media $1.
As bad as people say Brock Purdy played, he still had better numbers than Mahomes and Allen this weekend. You know, he you know what? Baker Mayfield threw for 349 yards, but Brock Purdy didn't throw the 2 interceptions that Baker Mayfield threw.
Exactly.
Thankfully they dropped them.
They dropped them, Jones, though. But again, that's what I'm saying. So if they, again, I'm not gonna say if they caught, I'm just saying the narrative would look differently if he didn't catch it. You know, so
and he didn't have Debo. Imagine if Baker Mayfield would have won that game without Mike Evans yesterday.
Yeah, real
Doug,
talk.
think about this.
That's real
Doug,
talk.
think about this. Think about this.
You hand the ball to McCaffrey at the same time too. It's not like you hand the ball to somebody like a regular guy.
I want y'all to imagine in that game against Green Bay, if Brock threw 2 clutch interceptions down the stretch of the game.
Yeah, when crazy on
like they're talking about how great Jordan Love is, and Jordan Love threw. He threw the 2 picks that lost him the game.
Exactly. That's what I always say. They act like it didn't happen. They're like, oh no, we're gonna still just say hey, we're gonna pay him the most money in the league. I've heard he's gonna get paid the most. I'm like, how?
Because because again, that comes back to confirmation bias. We want to prove that the guy that we thought was a first round pick had the first round grade. That was the guy that should have won the game.
Exactly.
Let's big him up. All right, cool.
And that's why Dak was picking
the fourth round. A market setting contract. Are we shaming him for that right now?
No,
I'm not mad. I'm just saying the fact that
it's not about the player.
Yeah, you just want the player and what he's doing on the field. I'm not mad at the contract. Right. The market.
Can anybody say Daniel Jones?
Come on now.
And that's what messed up the market as far as Daniel Jones. Everybody look at Daniel Jones.
That $40 million. Daniel Jones is doing
Danny Nichols.
But my thing is too, when I say
all quarterbacks, that's the minimum $40 million.
Nobody's taking less than 40.
Regardless if you made the Super Bowl, NFC Championship, winning record, the minimum is $40 million. And so anybody
Justin Herbert
who gets to the NFC Championship, they automatically gonna want 50. They like,
real talk.
60. You know,
and Justin Herbert ain't even got the playoff win that Daniel Jones got.
Exactly.
But they love him. They love him. But like you said, like you guys tell me, it was hard to get a quarterback though. So it's kind of like once you got him, you kind of got to round it out.
But that's the thing. You don't need an all-time quarterback to win. That's the problem.
You don't. But you might not need an all-time quarterback to win, but you need damn near like a game changer. You don't need a game manager.
All right, so look, I know
because that means you
need You need 3 special throws a game. You need 3 special plays a game, whether it be a run or a dot. You need 3. Outside of that, don't turn the ball over.
You're going to need some defensive players. You're like I said, the team's going to have to be.
I know it's easy. No. I know it's easy to bang on the Cowboys, but do you think that you can win a Super Bowl with Dak as your quarterback?
Yes.
I agree.
We're gonna win with Dak. I mean, my thing is what. Okay, I blame one game on Dak. I said that was the 49er game, but I felt like he played really, really bad from beginning to end. I watched that game. I was like, yo, damn. But again, Dak was hurt. But nobody likes to say that at all.
Do you think you can win Do you think you can win a Super Bowl with Tua?
No.
Yes.
No.
See, there you go. There's already a line of demarcation there. But Miami has much other offensive talent that they can win a Super Bowl with Tua. But not because of Tua. But not because of Tua per se.
Yeah, they're not gonna lose because of Tua. Their defense not good enough for me.
No, they'll lose because
their defense was hurt. Their whole defense was damn near hurt.
They lost a lot of people.
That's my point. They lost more than Buffalo.
But
that's my point. So I wouldn't even thought they would have won it all. I'm talking about this year. Now, if we going forward to the future, of course that team is going to build. Nobody thought they probably made the playoffs this year. But the way they played and the way they drafted, they did a damn good job in the draft. So to me, looking forward, they got a bright future if they lock Tua up.
Yeah.
Now, if they play pussyfoot and want to act around and don't sign that guy, now you're aggressing. Now you're taking steps back. Now you don't want to win. Like my thing with the Chargers though. With the Chargers though, like you playing games with Eckler. Why? You don't want to win. You're not committed to winning football games. If you're gonna pay your quarterback but not pay the guy that's been balling ever since he came into the league.
Mike, I'm gonna come back to your Dak point about the about that playoff game this year really quickly, because something we talked about over the course of the year is that Dallas has to start quick. Dallas is not a team that is structured in a way that they can get down big and come back, right?
No.
The reason that it is that you have to give Dak more criticism for that game is because of the way he started. He hurted the team ability to stay in the game. Really did.
Like, well, let me ask you this:
he was really bad in the first half.
Every other quarterback has the ability. This is my question for y'all. So my thing is, when you come into a game, right? And your quarterback starts off slow. That's happened multiple times. I've seen it happen multiple times this season.
He didn't start off slow. He
started off slow.
No, slow is
no. He started off bad.
Yeah, no. Slow is like we had.
Okay, look. He started out
we
bad.
can't-
That's
we
fine.
can't Get past the he started out bad. That's what we're saying. Yeah.
I feel you. So okay, so he started out bad, right? So
Yeah.
over the course of the game, you have a thing called defense, right? So when the defense comes on the field,
yes.
so why is my quarterback the only one scrutinized when the defense doesn't show up?
But he's not, because we just talked about Josh
We
Allen.
just talked about several quarterbacks who
But
scrutinized.
Josh Allen's team didn't give up 45 fucking points.
They only made their opponent punt once. They had the ball.
But
The
they
offense had the ball for 37 minutes,
right.
and they lost the fucking
They
game.
didn't
He's
give up
right.
45 points, guys. Y'all missing it. I can see it. We played. It was a 20-25 game. This team didn't stop this
This
team at
ain't make
all,
it,
and they
take it,
scored
man.
touchdown after touchdown after touchdown, dog. It's not the
Listen,
No,
same.
make it, take
they were
it, dog.
down.
Listen, once the Packers scored 7
Ball
points,
for
they kicked
37 minutes. Kansas City probably
Yeah, once the
would've
Packers
put up
scored
more
7, it was
They
over.
scored 7 points. They kicked the ball off to the Cowboys. Cowboys had an opportunity to score to match 7 points. Or at least get 3 points. What the Cowboys do? Y'all go 3 and out. Now y'all punt the ball back to them. So now your defense is back on the field. They're tired. They're like,
Yeah.
damn, we go.
So the defense is tired now.
I'm
They
just
didn't have
saying,
to defend the whole field. They scored in 4 plays.
y'all ran 3 plays.
They scored in 4 plays. What they time for?
I'm just saying, y'all didn't help them out though. Y'all went
So
out there
look,
and ran 3 plays.
halftime actually happened. We had a halftime show. The niggas came out, people, the cheerleaders came out and danced.
So
The defense was still tired.
Dallas Mike.
They ain't stopped after that either.
Dallas Mike, we on the hot.
Yeah, they was tired. They was getting their ass whooped.
Let's speak facts, Mike.
Simple as that, yo. My thing is, we pick and
That's
choose
funny.
who the quarterback you want to scrutinize.
My guy
We
said
can't say,
halftime
okay,
happened.
that the offense is starting slow and we don't
did
get opportunity to prove ourselves. My thing, we scored touchdown after that.
Did we not just talk about Brock Purdy and he won the damn game?
He won the game and they criticizing him, bro. He won the game,
Hey, that's
bro.
life. It's life.
No,
Oh, now it's life.
That's what we're telling
That
you
was
about
life
Dak.
with
That's
Brock
life,
Purdy.
yo.
That was life.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's
but my thing is, Dak is no. I'm gonna tell y'all this.
That's laughed at. Dak gonna get these jokes too.
Because Dak, anytime we lose, they blame Dak. That's the difference between. Look, it's a big game where Dak didn't throw no picks, and they still blaming him. We go pick in that game? No, nigga, you didn't
The same way y'all did Romo.
Oh,
no,
man.
not me. More like that. They never ran the football with Romo. The fact of the matter is, I'll bring up Dak and they'll say, "Oh, he had a bad game." You ain't even watching the motherfucking game. He had a great game. We just lost. That's it. We just lost the game. They won't want to blame a quarterback. It's always that why we lose.
Hold on.
It's always that why we can't get over the hump.
You're not still talking about that Green Bay game, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about this in general.
Okay.
Over the course of the year.
That's the only game I'm talking about.
If we lose a game, it's Dak's fault.
I'm a Dak fan. I'm a Dak fan. I just want to read. That's the thing, guys. Listen, fellas. Hey, guys. I readily admit that Tom Brady is the GOAT. I am a Dak fan. I'm not here to besmirch y'all's favorite players, fam.
Oh no, nobody's saying that. I'm just about in general though.
I'm not here
in general. It's like
I'm here to speak the facts. Dak is.
It's like we're not bringing no other players up when we talk about the Cowboys. It's always that. There's no other quarterback. No other player that gets brought up. There's no other coaches. You ignore the fact that Dan Quinn is not beating none of his assistants ever. He's 0-6. He's been blown out of every fucking game. Every one of them.
I also think it's something.
Let's go, Mike P. Cook.
Ridiculous, yo. How can you ignore that?
If you think about it,
see Mike C. This is the problem.
Well, then why y'all got him on the staff then? That's a whole nother question.
I would have let him go if I knew that.
Dallas won't say this when they beat the Giants, when DeMarcus Lawrence on the media talking about some head. When you up ahead, you beat them down and keep beating them smack. They won't say that. They won't say that.
Hit him.
They won't say that when they beat the Commanders at the beginning. They're the best defense of the year. I don't want to hear that, Dallas, Mike. Okay, it is what it is. The defense is what it is. Dan Quinn, we already know what he's about.
The defense have regressed.
Y'all gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same team next year. Okay, Mike McCarthy.
It will be the same team.
That's fine. If we are the same team next year,
no, not when they get Derrick Henry though.
Y'all get Bobby Wagner, bro.
That's fine. We the same team next year. I'll be happy with that.
Not when they get Derrick
At least
Henry.
we still building.
Just
want to build. That's all. Build.
30 years, just not getting to.
We know it.
Like I said on the pod, I didn't have the full panel on here, but I'm gonna say it right now, bro. I don't think anybody remembers that Polaroid that was going around of Jerry Jones as a teenager protesting integration.
Oh yeah, we remember that.
All day long.
Until Jerry Jones steps down, the Cowboys is forever.
Exactly.
Forever.
And I've said that for years. I've said that for years. That's not breaking news to
That's
me.
hysterical. That's hysterical. I got to get out of here, fellas. I appreciate
All
y'all.
right,
man.
Residente.
Word up, dog.
El Residente San Jose representing in the building.
Represent.
Tapping out the hot mic, man. You already know, man.
Yeah.
So much love, dog.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like man, when I speak about the Cowboys, I'm not really like mad. I'm just really passionate, guys. Like I have a very loud voice, so like I'm not mad at all. I just don't want nobody to
No, you good,
understand
bro.
the misconstrue the fact that we play bad as a whole team. We're not good as a team. It's not just our quarterback that's not playing good. It's our whole team that
The thing
permeates through
about
our
it is
whole
the quarterback is the most
organization.
important
And that's just
position. So it's like
about the
He's not
Bills.
though. The quarterback is not the most important player on the team. They lying to
Quarterback
you.
is not
It's
the
not
most
true.
important position.
The O-line is the most important thing on the team.
A quarterback ain't
The
shit
O-line
without his
D-line
left
is the most important
tackle.
thing on the team.
Ask
Not
that
a
man.
quarterback.
Time out. Slow down. 2-5. The quarterback is
Quarterbacks make the most
first
money.
of all,
Quarterbacks make
I
the most
understand.
money.
I
Yeah, they're not the
understand
most
that you got
important
to
player
have
on the
offensive
team.
line.
It's not
I
true.
understand you had that offensive line, but it ain't no good if you have an offensive line if the quarterback can't make the throws. Right or wrong? You can have a
What
great
quarterback
offensive
you know
line, but
can
that
make a
quarterback
throw with
can't
a
make
good
the
offensive
throws.
line?
That can make the throws though. That's the
I'm
thing.
not talking about that. I'm just talking about the quarterback position as a whole.
Does nobody remember when? My bad. Does nobody remember when the Chiefs had that Hall of Fame O line with Willie Rofe and those guys? They had all pros and all.
Yeah, and we saw.
I think they had 2 Hall of Famers in that line.
And we saw that
And how
Super
good were
Bowl
they?
when they play. We saw that Super Bowl when they played Tampa injured too. Patrick Mahomes wasn't as important that day, was he?
Nope,
No,
he
I'm
wasn't
not talking
important
about
at
this
all.
Chiefs. I'm talking about the older Chiefs that had 2 Hall of Famers on that offensive line.
I don't remember that team. With Elvis Gerback?
Yeah.
Bro, no, it
That
was
was
another guy who was a Hall of Fame guard. Hold on. But yeah, that team really good. They
With
had
Elvis Gerback, you mean?
crazy.
I mean, look.
And how good
I
were
saw
how
Blake.
good were they?
I
They
saw
had the
Blake
best offensive
Bortles.
line probably ever.
I saw Blake Bortles make a AFC Championship game.
Thank
You know what I
you.
mean? Like
Thank you.
quarterback.
Nick Foles won a championship.
Because they had a
Nick Foles
historic
won a Super
defense.
Bowl.
Come on, fam. Y'all
Bro,
can't be
he said Nick
serious.
Foles was still slinging that shit with the Eagles, man. He was nice with the Eagles.
Man, Nick
Everybody else, he
Foles
was
is a
trash.
bum.
When he was with the Eagles, he was doing the thing. You can't
Crazy.
tell me that he won't.
He is a
sling in that
career
rock.
bum.
Oh.
He had one good season.
Okay,
Kareem,
he was
come
great
on,
that
man.
one
Come
game,
on,
and
you
that's all
guys.
they needed. He was great in the playoffs, and that's all they needed, bro.
Do y'all realize after that, Jen, he went to another team and didn't got cut 2 times.
I understand. I said with the Eagles, he was
But
great. Everybody else, he was trash, and we understand that. But you can't tell me that the
they
quarterback
gave
is
him the
not a great
job in
quarterback.
Indianapolis. Just gave it to him.
It's
The
not though.
quarterback.
Like
Check.
that's the
Well,
narrative.
then
Okay. So check it out. So when we was watching the Ravens all these years, was Ray Lewis not the most important player?
He was
Yes.
the most contributor.
Or Ed Reed? When we were watching
He
the
might have been
Steelers,
the.
as good as Roethlisberger was it not about Polamalu?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, the defense definitely was led by that.
Yes.
But Roethlisberger did have to make some. Y'all just
They set the
trying to
tone,
discredit
man.
Roethlisberger like he was just garbage or something.
No. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to say. That a quarterback. So like yesterday, right? Everybody was like, Josh Allen can't beat Patrick Mahomes. I didn't see Josh Allen defend Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
that.
Like
Right.
it's a team game at the end of the day, and each team has a different most important player. Now, we've been told that quarterback is the most important because of all the offensive rules and what have changed. But we've seen some not so great quarterbacks win Super Bowls too.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, right.
Man, and
Right.
put up big numbers though. Like, man, to me, like Rich Gannon took it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, the other day we were just talking about Rex Grossman.
Gannon was MVP.
Yeah, Rich Grossman. I mean, my thing is, you have to build a culture and a team to win a Super Bowl. Now, it helps with a quarterback who's really talented. It helps. It puts you maybe over the top, but that's not the formula for winning the Super Bowl to me.
But
Everybody got to be held accountable.
If that was the case, then to me, it would.
That was the monsters of the Midway. Trent Dilfer. We're talking about the pivotal best, probably the best defense ever. Brad
But
Johnson.
that's the point. There's more than one way to win. There's more than one way to win. That's the point.
Though, but y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all saying you don't need for sure. You don't need
like look. You remember when the ghost of Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl a couple years ago or 8 years ago?
Come on, now, the noodle.
Yeah,
The noodle.
They had Brock.
You could just look at the last 5 Super Bowls.
They had Brock.
let me put it this way: if the Rams, what was the Rams' problem? So when they got Matthew Stafford, they took off. How come they couldn't get that same success with
Because
Jared
we
Goff?
didn't
talked
take off because
about
of
this the
Matthew
other
Stafford.
day. We talked
We
about
just
this
said
the
it the
other
other day.
day.
So Matthew
Von
Stafford wasn't the
Miller,
reason.
Jalen Ramsey,
Jalen Ramsey came
Odell
over.
Beckham. You know what I mean? It wasn't just
that
Stafford.
wasn't the same team with Jared
No,
Goff.
I mean Ramsey was there when they lost.
No,
to
it
us,
wasn't
though.
the same team. It wasn't the same team.
Right, they didn't have Ramsey. Right, they had Ramsey. Right, you correct. They didn't have Ramsey.
Von Miller, Odell Beckham,
But you
We didn't
can't
play
just
Von
Floyd,
credit Matthew Stafford like he
Leonard
wasn't
Floyd.
slinging that ball. Like Matthew
Leonard
Stafford was
We
Floyd.
slinging
didn't
the
play.
rock.
We didn't play Von Miller in
No,
the
he
ball.
was. He was. But this is the difference, bro. Golf made a Super Bowl though. It would be one thing if Jared Goff
But he
flamed out in
lost.
the first
And he
round.
looked horrible.
That's
Not at
fine.
all.
But
That's
he didn't
fine.
lose.
Teams go
It
to the
didn't
Super
lose because of Jared Goff.
Yeah, they didn't lose because of Jared Goff though.
I'm trying to. How you gonna blame him because we didn't have they had no offensive talent? You don't have no Gurley.
Jared
You don't have Robert Woods at all. How you gonna just blame that man for the loss?
Jared Goff had to
Offensive line,
leave
he was
because he
good.
wanted the coach's woman.
That's it. He wanted
That's
to
sticky.
play
That's
around
sticky.
with the coach's main thing.
Yeah, that was why he
That's
gone.
sticky.
But you know what I'm saying? But I mean, like I said, it would be one thing if they did a 1-for-1 swap and didn't add anything else, and then I could be like, yeah. But if you gave Jared
Agreed.
Goff, if you would have kept him and added Odell Beckham, you know
Come
what I
on
mean,
now.
to go with Cooper Kupp in his prime, to
Whew.
go with Von Miller
First
and
of all,
Ramsey
hold
on
on,
defense.
guys. Odell Beckham did get hurt in the first quarter Super Bowl. Let's not act like Odell Beckham contributed.
He scored a
But
touchdown in
he
that
did
Super Bowl
contribute
too.
to the run.
But the game
And
was
didn't
still
he have
early
like
though.
700 yards in the regular season?
Okay, so true or false? True or false? True or false?
He was balling in
If
the championship.
I put somebody, true or false, if I put somebody with Odell Beckham's talent across from Cooper Kupp, and I don't have somebody of Odell Beckham's talent across from Cooper Kupp, when you think Cooper going to see better wide open or get less coverage? Probably when he has Odell Beckham on the other side.
Right.
So even if Odell Beckham's not contributing from a production standpoint, his presence
He's still Odell
alone
Beckham, dog.
is going to make the team better.
Mm-hmm. I can understand you.
Even as a decoy, he's still gonna make the team better. You
Yeah,
gotta
they have
check him.
Van Jefferson too. They have Van Jefferson too.
He didn't make Cleveland better.
And Red said they had
That's-
Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, you saw that video that his dad put out where Big Play Bake had 12 minutes of video where he wasn't throwing it to wide open Odell.
I saw it. I'm just playing devil's advocate, fellas. I mean, Odell
feel you.
good to me, but
that's what the media does, though. That's what the media does. The media sit up here and say, "Hey, Odell's not good anymore," but because look at him in Cleveland. Well, they shipped him to die. Nobody's good in fucking Cleveland until this year.
Has Odell really been that dog with the Ravens this year?
I mean, he's been all right. He's obviously not what he was coming off all those injuries and all that kind of stuff like that. But I bet you if you asked Zay Flowers would say, "I'd rather have him than not."
Come on now.
The presses off of him because everybody see.
Yeah, he be Marquise Brown running around, not getting open at all.
Want to be number one. See, Juju learned it the hard way. You know,
yeah,
exactly.
You do the same way. He learned the hard way.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Just as good as AB. Shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. That's all it is.
I just think at the end of the day, you still need a quarterback at the end of the day, guys. Because like I said, we had Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones, and you seen what the hell we had to rotate out there.
You can't win with those guys.
But y'all don't have no receivers, though. You can say you got receivers. If you had Devontae Adams, you be like, okay, Dan, we just need, we need something. But you telling me Zappi with Devontae Adams, that's not gonna make a difference?
Well, I thought Hunter Henry was going to be a lot better for y'all.
Yeah.
Zappi don't want to throw him the ball.
Gerard Mayo already said it, man. I'm trying to burn some cash, and Bill Belichick is trying to give me some autonomy to pick my coaches and to you know what I'm saying, splurge at free agency. I'm trying
to go see how that works out. We go see who wants to go.
Like I said, the key to it is going to be the quarterback.
Yeah, that's what
we gonna see who wants to go to New England now.
Hey, I bet you a lot of people probably want to play with the black man, brother. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. But I'm just saying.
You got to think about it. Dan Campbell came out of nowhere as far as the head coaching game and turned that Lions program, turned it around.
He did.
Turned the whole.
He did, bro.
So let's say
you 100% right, bro. 100% right.
Like the Lions is now top dogs now. Like the Lions was a laughing stock just 3 years ago, about 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But once Dan Campbell came in there, he was like, who the hell is this guy talking about? Oh, we gonna eat kneecaps and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, And never. So I have faith in Mayo. You know what I'm saying? I
Yo,
really
I
do.
ain't even a foot. I ain't even a football player, and he had me from day one. As soon as he said biting kneecaps, I was like, "Yo, I will come out there and lay somebody out."
Facts though. But that's the type of coach you need. Like that's what we missing though. We missing that type of guy. I like McCarthy because he's a little more even keel. He can't motivate a fucking fly. So in games we
Wasn't
need to be
McCarthy who had the
motivated.
what McCarthy that did the watermelon thing? And y'all was
Yeah, you know what I'm
smashing
saying? Like, bro,
watermelons.
come on, man. Watermelons, my nigga, really? You want your
You
go
got
to smashing watermelons? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Chris,
dog, come on,
man.
You
man.
said we got to count. My bad. You said we got to
What
count.
type of
Go ahead.
fucking coaching is that? You can't
No,
motivate
but
a
Chris
fucking fly,
Bad,
man.
compared us to Bama. He was basically like, you know what I'm saying? And what just like 2-5 was saying about who would want to come to New England, he was saying that's just like Alabama. You know, a lot of kids are leaving in the portal just because Saban left. So it's like a lot of people might not want to come to New England
Yeah.
because Belichick left. But I feel like
I don't
it'll be
disagree.
more of a problem like that, and I feel like it'll be more of a problem like that in Seattle more than it'll be in New England because at
Yeah, I
least New
think
England they made a kind of a linear move as far as like familiarity within the locker room and the mission statement and the culture and things like that. I feel like in Seattle they're about to have a completely brand new everything philosophy, everything that's going on in that jump. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
But they
So
need that. But they need that though.
The reason why I think it's a difference
yeah,
between
no, I'm not saying
the
it's a bad
NFL.
thing. I'm just saying it's a little more on
You know what I'm saying?
accurate to what
I would also argue that y'all might need that.
But the reason I say I think it's different between like the
I
Patriots
will
and like
understand that if
Alabama.
we were a middling, and I know we were bad, but I can understand that if we had a middling roster. We are the fourth youngest roster in the NFL. Our defense is still elite without Judon, without the first round cornerback that was showing a lot of promise guarding AJ Brown and
Christian
Tyreek
Gonzalez,
Hill in the
yep.
first 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Christian Barmore coming along. We have the defense to compete not only in our division, but against, like I said, the Eagles were good week 1. You know what I'm saying? The Dolphins were good week 2. We were competing with these teams. You know what I'm
Hopefully
saying?
y'all keep Duggar.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? He's up for free agency, but we got the third most cap space again to our benefit. Bring back, you know what I'm saying, our core defenders, and hopefully we can grab Jaden Daniels in the draft or Marvin Harrison. As long as we don't grab the fucking Tar Heel, I don't care. Get a quarterback, you know what I'm saying? Throw some money at a wide receiver, and we can make something shake, bro. Or like I said, bro, if we can't get a good skill player, you know what I'm saying, through free agency, fuck it. Trade for something, you know what I'm so we can. But all I'm saying is to long story. I know I just ran on a rant, but long story short, we are still a competitive team. Seahawks, even if they start over brand new, they're definitely gonna take a step back. We can still so as far as getting a brand new coach and a brand new everything, I feel like we don't have to let go of the rope like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Seahawks, they got Geno. You know, Geno's just gonna be over so far. His cap's like
Well,
right here.
they got Woolen and Witherspoon on the other side.
Yeah.
You know, on defense they got Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet.
Yeah.
So I mean the same thing. Like they're a quarterback away too, to some degree.
Yeah, I think they're gonna ride Geno Smith next year though, especially like today, sometime 3-year contract.
I mean, they got Metcalf, they got Tyler Lockett. I don't know if they're gonna keep those
Yeah,
guys, but
Jackson
I mean,
Smith and Jigba. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Jigba, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They can afford to let Lockett, you know what I'm saying, swerve. So I mean, I feel you. I definitely understand though. I mean, shoot, I like their offense more than our current offense, but I mean, I feel you. So
That's my biggest thing too. Like, who y'all gonna hire as a coordinator? Again, y'all signed it. Have y'all hired the GM? And who y'all gonna hire as a coordinator, offensive coordinator?
Looking at a guy
That's my
from
biggest
LA,
question for you guys.
right?
Like, that's my thing. Like, to me, that'll tell me a better direction of your team. I know, everybody hasn't decided who their staff is gonna be yet, but y'all not that far away to me, personally.
My boy Dave Wayman says 2-5. Have you served?
Yes. Air Force, 22 years.
My brother.
Shout out. Thank you for your service.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your service, brother.
Thanks for your support.
And no, we don't have and to Rez's point, we don't have a GM, we don't have an OC. So I mean, we still have work to do. I mean,
We're
you know what
interviewing
I'm
people
saying?
for the OC.
We have work to do. Yeah,
good.
but
Yeah, bro, I'm
We
telling you, man. Parity in the NFL is not hard to put together a good
No,
season. It depends on who
no.
you pick. Like we watched the Texans. They just made smart draft choices. They didn't bring in a whole bunch
Uh-huh.
of free agents. They brought in key
Uh-huh.
guys that played a key role, and
Yeah.
they drafted well. I think they got Tank
Uh-huh.
Dell. You already had Nico Collins there. He was already there. You brought in Dalton Schultz. It's a reliable turnaround catch the football guy. You brought in a
Yeah.
blocking, wide receiver. You drafted well. You know what I'm saying, with Anderson and Stroud. So it don't take much to turn it around.
Yeah.
And
And
you
I
just
mean,
got to
look what the
coach them
Colts
guys
did.
to play well, man. You got to coach them to tackle and really put effort in.
Look what the
That's what I
Texans
see
did.
with
And the
D'Amico
Look what the
Ryan.
Colts did. Look what the Colts did without their
Yeah,
rookie.
exactly. Come on now. It
The
don't take
Texans
much,
said the
man.
Texans did have a lot of draft picks though. They
A lot.
picked
They
right. They
did. They
picked good.
did.
And they hit on
And
all
that's
of them too.
To be
that's
able
why
to
I'm
pick, to
waiting.
be able to
That's why
pick.
I'm waiting on the Bears.
And my
Yeah,
thing, look, they
they
paid
picked.
Tunstall. See, team would have dicked around because Tunstall's second max deal. They would have dicked around and said, I'm not gonna pay this guy again. We already paid him a big contract before. Nah, you gonna bring a rookie quarterback in, you gotta pay the guy to be protected.
Yep.
So they made smart choices for the first time in a while. So
Yeah.
that's what it's about, man. Like, to me, the Cowboys might not make the playoff next year because I feel like we got so many guys that, again, Jerry Jones does this shit year after year. We gotta pay. Tyrus Smith is a free agent.
Uh-huh.
Um, we got J. Rod Curse, a free agent. I forgot who else. I watched the whole list. You had to pay
Well,
CeeDee Lamb.
well,
You still
well. The good news for you is that you share a division with the Giants and the Commodores.
true,
for
but
sure.
again,
Like
I'm not
that.
sleeping on them guys though, man. I'm telling you, you might mess around and be in the dumps because we just not making smart decisions as far as contracts.
Right.
So hey, I don't know, man. Again, it's all about direction. I think the Cowboys, they don't plunge when they need to plunge. Like the year we could have got Earl Thomas, they just let him sit on the fucking couch, man. And then he ended up
Yeah.
fucking a girl with his brother somewhere. It's like this
Well,
dumb shit,
Earl.
like, bro.
Well, I don't know. Earl Thomas ain't necessarily around either.
No, I mean at the time he was balling. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
first time
Yeah.
we could
Yeah.
have got him. We could have got Jamal Adams.
And that's one thing. I feel like that's one team. Those players, they just really just fed with Seattle, and after that, it was like almost like Seattle put them through the boot camp. That was it.
Yeah, I
I
think you're
mean,
right.
because
They never good nowhere
Cam,
else.
Cam Chancellor ended up retiring. Earl
Yeah.
Thomas, he's tired of he ended up getting hurt and just fell out the face. Richard Sherman, every team he went to, he ended up getting hurt. I mean, he was just okay.
And fried too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what I mean. And
Yeah.
Richard be
Brandon
acting like he wasn't
Browner,
getting fried, bro. I'm like, nah, we gotta pull
When he
that
got
tape
out
up,
of the
nigga. You was getting fried.
yeah, I was gonna say Browner was the other one. He came to us, so he was decent, But
Yeah.
outside of that, I mean, that team really that whole we think about it, I feel like all those players didn't go past like Cliff Averill, the D line, like Bennett, he was
Yeah.
okay, the few
Yeah,
spots he
Bennett
was
came
at,
to us
but
act for a while. He played pretty well, but like you're right though. It's like they
Yeah. I
max
think.
out and then that's it.
Yeah. I think
yeah,
Cam
like
had like something with his neck or something and had
his
to
neck,
retire
yeah,
early.
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Man, fellas, I want to ask 2-5 if he has time for the
I
conversation
do.
that we work.
I do. I
Can
haven't
we
seen nothing yet, so I'm gonna go till I can't.
work? Look, I wanna ask him, especially since we got Ro on here. I wanna ask, man, what do you think is about to be the current state of the Alabama Crimson Tide
Oh yeah.
with their coach from Washington and a new incoming quarterback, Austin Mack,
Mm.
who came, I think, from Washington.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's
so so you
ooh,
so you
Go
know
ahead,
Aaron.
go ahead, 2-5. Go ahead, 2-5.
So here you go, Aaron Rodgers style. Aaron Rodgers style.
For sure.
RELAX. It's going to be
And
rough this year. It's going to be rough this year. And by rough, they might go 8-4. Maybe 9-3.
4 losses?
Mm.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh!
it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough.
Wow.
But
Complete fall off
but
the earth.
but let me tell you a little bit of something about Mr. Kalen DeBoer.
mm,
104-13 as a head coach. 25-3 at Washington. 2-0
mm,
against Sark. 3-0
mm,
against Dan Lanning. The guy is
mm.
just a winner. The
Work.
least amount of games that he's won in a season besides the COVID year was 9 games.
Mm.
So Alabama is in good hands. You just got to
Okay.
get there because you got to remember, this guy grew up in South Dakota. He coached at Washington. He's not a Southern gentleman. So it's
Mm-hmm.
going to take a year or two to ingratiate himself with those SEC fans, with some of those players in that region, and that's why you see those players leaving. If they would have got somebody off of Georgia staff, they might keep some of those players. But Kalen DeBoer didn't recruit these guys in the first place. So you got 30 guys in the portal total. You got another 11 that declared for the draft, so 41 total, right? But they still got Jalen Milroe. They still got Justice Haynes, who he was the running back that came in against Michigan in the playoff game in the second half. They got him. Isaiah Bond left and went to Texas. But you're Alabama. Alabama recruits itself. I've never seen Alabama not have, even before Nick Saban, even when they were going through bad times, they didn't have bad rosters. They just didn't have Nick Saban.
Yeah, Sean Alexander.
And that's going to be the problem, right? Is that Kalen DeBoer is following Nick Saban. So to an Alabama fan, it's like, yo, bus keep on rolling.
Yeah,
he gonna need a year or two.
So do you feel like Alabama is in a position like if I was to take off my Pats hat and put on a Crimson Tide hat, would we be singing the same songs right now? Do you feel like we should be singing different?
Breaking news for the hot. I got
break that news real quick.
Breaking news for the hot box. Titans are finalizing a deal to hire Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan as the next head coach.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. Yep, Brian Callahan is going to be the next head coach for the Titans.
Offensive minds, huh?
Hey, they got the young quarterback.
Yep.
Offensive minds, huh?
They got Tajay Spears, but no, I think, but no, I don't think Bama fans are singing the Patriots song, because we got a 12-team playoff now, So if Alabama can go 9-3, they're probably in the playoff. They do. I don't know how many of y'all looked at the schedule. They do host Georgia this year. So we're going to find out real quick. Yeah, we're going to find out real quick. I think it's September 27th. We're going to find out real quick where DeBoer is early on. But I just think that one thing that I wanted to bring up real quick is that I don't like how these schools bullshitting with the transfer portal because you got the open window that's open, up until January 15th. And then these Alabama, Arizona, San Jose State, and other schools have players that have 30 days to leave because the coaches are gone. But I did not know until the other day when I was looking at this that if the spring session, so once spring football starts and that transfer portal opens, you can't transfer within your conference at that point. So they still trying to control these kids, even though they gave them some rights. They still controlling them. So if you don't jump in January, now you gotta go somewhere else.
Man, that's interesting.
That's tough. So you feel like Alabama doesn't have to let go of the rope. You feel like their fans could still like we'll still here.
It won't be what they're used to. Obviously, I mean Nick Saban won something like 6 titles in 12 years. That's over with. That's over with. But
they're gonna be fine though. Because like I said, even when Nick Saban first got there, it wasn't like Nick Saban was just like on his high road. He just came back from getting his tail whipped from the NFL. Like, it wasn't like he just was the best looking head coach. You know what I mean? So it's like he kind of had to build that program back up.
But you know what's crazy? To put it all in perspective, when they lost to Michigan in this playoff, that was the first time in the Nick Saban era that Alabama went more than 3 years without a national title.
Yeah, I can believe it. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's the part that Alabama fans have to get used to because right now, Georgia is the bully of the block. I fully expect Georgia to come into next season ranked number 1 or number 2, interchangeable with Ohio State right now. We'll see what happens in the spring portal, but for right now, so of course, as an Alabama fan, looking up at another SEC team dominating in this way has to feel a certain way.
Yeah.
But the dude, this guy got Michael Penix. You know, he had Michael Penix at Indiana and brought him to Washington with him.
Right.
He could get talent, but is Tuscaloosa going to give him the time to fill out that roster?
Yeah, they gonna have no choice.
My boy Dave,
at least 3 years.
My boy Dave Wayman says the Tide is in Gamecock territory right now.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. They might be Tennessee. They might be Tennessee for a year. You know what I mean? But
is Spencer Rattler going to be a Gamecock? Is he returning or is he declaring?
That's a good question. I want to say he ran. I thought he ran out of eligibility.
He might have.
I don't know why I thought Spencer.
Unless he applied for a waiver. Yeah, he's in the draft.
I thought Spencer Rattler was gonna be him, man. I don't know why, but I thought it was gonna be him. He showed flashes at Oklahoma. He showed flashes at South Carolina, but it's man.
Yeah, he declared for the draft right after the season ended. You know,
what do you make of Dylan Gabriel?
So just to throw it out there, you know, obviously I don't work for the AP and I don't have a coach's poll vote. But as of today, you know, January 22nd, year of our Lord 2024, you know, I got Ohio State number 1, Georgia number 2, Texas number 3, Oregon number 4, and Ole Miss number 5. So that's the top 5 right now. Obviously, things will change later. A lot of people like Notre Dame this year. I'm not buying right now, you know, but I just think that college football we're headed to a different place. You know, all this domination has to come to an end as long as the transfer portal is going to be a thing. Because anytime your coach leaves, you got to start from square one.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know, so you're not going to have Michigan ranked number 1, the national champs?
No, I don't do that. JJ McCarthy's gone. You know, Corum is gone. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it though. No, this is the way I look at it. I've always looked at it this way. If that's the scenario, then every single year, the national champion should be ranked number 1 until further notice.
Number 1. Georgia was ranked number 1 last year until they got knocked down.
Yeah, they lasted the whole season too. You know,
the LSU start ranked number 1 after Burrow and them left.
Yeah, my thing is y'all ain't the same team. So. Yeah, I think Bama might have started 1 that year, but no, I look. Much respect to Michigan, but I don't even know who the quarterback gonna be.
Right.
No, because that's what I'm saying. I agree with
you. I know Donovan, but out of respect, I would still probably put him in the top 10. You know, I would probably put him at number 6 or 7. You know, just out of respect. You know what I mean? But if I'm looking at, but if I'm looking at everything Ohio State did, they went and got Will Howard, Quinshawn Junkins. They got Caleb Downs from Alabama, the best safety in the country. You know, Travion Henderson is coming back. They hired Bill O'Brien as offensive coordinator, which I know to Patriots fans ain't a big deal, but we talked about college football. You know what I mean? And we saw what he did, you know. So, I mean, you know, a lot of people
that left Alabama, man, they should have gave Baby a chance, man. They ain't had to haul ass like that, man. They just hauled ass like, save and go.
They just don't know him. I mean, it'd be different. It'd be different if he was on like Mississippi State staff or something, because he might have been in recruiting rooms with them as they were coming out of high school. You know what I mean? But this dude came all the way. Really, and you know, SEC don't respect anything outside of the SEC. You know what I mean? So if you say what I said earlier, he's 104-13 as a head coach, 25-3 at Washington, they gonna say, what's Washington?
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. You know, but Brian Kelly came in, and you know, same thing. He had the same. He came from Notre Dame. Notre Dame is weak. He made the SEC title game his first season at LSU.
Yeah, and if they would have had at least a defense that could stop a nosebleed, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We could have been talking about LSU a different way this year. And my boy Dave Wayman said, "Shout out to my boy Grayson McCall." Oh man.
Yeah, NC State. Man, I like it. Yeah, I like it. You know.
Dave is a Chanticleer fan. You know, or, I'm sorry,
Okay.
Chocolatier.
The Chanticleers. You know,
Chanticleers. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So yeah, shout out to CCU for sure. For sure, for
yeah,
sure. Hell yeah.
yeah.
But it's
Grayson McCall's, and hey, shout out to Coastal Isaiah Likely.
Yeah.
come on, brother. Hell yeah.
You
Playing
know
in
what I'm saying?
the
So
championship game for sure.
yeah,
Hell
there you
yeah, I
go.
did like it.
Coastal, yeah, there you go. You know, down
Yeah,
in
bro.
Myrtle Beach. But yeah, the transfer portal is, I think now, that
Mhm.
Alabama is suffering.
Yeah.
Things got to change now. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Nobody cared when players were leaving Toledo. We're leaving
uh,
Cincinnati. We're leaving South Florida or whatever. But now we're talking about the heart of college football. So I wonder if this mass exodus that Alabama is suffering right now, if that's going to bring us to the point of employees. Is that going to bring that timeline up quicker where players are signing contracts and actually viewed as employees so we can keep some of these players at some of these blue
For
bloods?
sure. No, no, I mean that's real because I mean, isn't Arch and Quinn getting paid? Quinn was paid to forego his senior year of high school, wasn't he?
I don't remember. I know he left high school early, though. He left
Yeah.
high school a year early to go to Ohio State, and he saw what Ohio State had in there and tucked tail.
You know what I'm saying? And then he swerved. And then shoot, the guy Yamayiva, I really don't know how to say her name, but from Tennessee, he got paid handsomely, and he
Nico.
had behind a guy. So I think you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying. This NIL thing is definitely about to change the landscape of college football. Oh, hopefully
But let
in
me
a
ask you
in a
guys
good
about the
way.
NIL deal. The NIL deal really only works for like what, like the top players, right? Meaning like if you like the 53 man on the roster, like you getting burned, but you're not really getting burned. Are you still getting
Right.
any money? Type of thing, or is it really just for like the
That's
top
why we
players,
feel
like the
like you know what I'm
quarterback?
saying.
It, like
I feel like all the players should get paid. You know what I'm
I think
saying?
I think it's more so what you're thinking is the top players
The top
are
players.
getting the money. Like there's I mean, I'm
It's
sure
a
other
name,
players
image,
are being
likeness.
taken care of. Other players
Mm-hmm.
are being taken care of, but like I was looking at it and I saw like Kyle McCord, who was quarterback at Ohio State.
I would
He
say,
was making something like I want to say it was like 378,000 or something like that. But
mm-hmm.
obviously Caleb Williams ain't making that. He making way more than
Mm-hmm.
that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah,
But if I'm looking at say a school like Colorado,
Mm-hmm.
they brought all these transfers in. Shadur's getting paid. Travis Hunter's
Mm-hmm.
probably getting paid. But as you go down that roster,
Right. Is
yeah.
the offensive
you
line getting
know,
paid?
you know, that's a good question. And
He
this is
told
the
them
other
to hit
problem.
the portal. They're not getting
And
paid.
but this is the other problem. But this is the problem that I have with NIL because I love the fact that the players are getting paid. I love the fact that the players can transfer. What I don't like is that it's not the schools on the hook paying
For
the money
sure.
to the kids. That's what
Yeah,
I
because
don't
like
like
I said,
about it.
yeah, it's like an
Because
endorsement
the
deal.
big
Like it's a
yeah,
name,
because
image, likeness.
The Big Ten, they just signed like a $7 billion deal that goes
Mm-hmm.
all the way through 2031.
Yeah,
Not a
yeah,
player
yep.
getting a cent of that.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean? Fans are
So
paying for NIL basically,
Yeah,
and
and basically
boosters.
the player has to really, like you say, brand themselves to, like you say, to
Right,
get those type of contracts.
right.
Yeah,
And
so
y'all
that's
saw
why I
the
was asking.
thing.
So the yeah,
Yeah, you saw
so
the thing.
it's
There
still a
was a
loophole.
quarterback. There was a quarterback coming to Florida, Jaden Rashida, and
Mm-hmm.
Florida tried to give him a $13 million NIL deal,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess they couldn't
Mm-hmm.
come up with the money or whatever it was. He ended
yeah,
up at
I remember
Arizona State.
he
Yeah, he's at
swerved.
Arizona State now, and now Florida is being investigated by the NCAA. So
I think they already gave them sanctions already. I think they already got their punishment. Everybody got they
I
got hit
just
with
saw
some
something
stuff.
the other day. Yeah, I just saw something the other day. That
Yeah, they
might have
got
been
their
released.
sanctions. It was like a couple of weeks ago. I think the coach. They said the head coach didn't know what was going on. They said it was like one of the assistant coaches or something. Like said made a promise on one of the deals, something like that. But they got sanctioned hard. Like if you look at the
Okay,
penalties, you look at the Florida State
yeah,
penalties, you be like, oh yeah,
you know
they
what I'm
got hit
saying.
hard.
But none of that would be a thing if the school was
Mm-hmm.
paying the players. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
So
That's why they was proposing for the upcoming coming ballots, like you said, as far as making the schools pay like a certain amount of money, I think it is, or require
Yeah,
to pay the players a certain amount, like the $5 million or something like that.
the president of the NCAA, he made a proposal. It wasn't
Mm,
official. He was just throwing an idea out there. But what he was presenting was that if you're going to have NIL or use NIL, then
mm,
the players, you have to pay at least 50 players across sports. So not just football, but across
mm.
your athletic department. And
Mm-hmm.
whoever you're paying had to get at least $30,000,
Gotcha.
which
Okay,
is
you're right.
obviously less than what they're getting right now,
Mm-hmm.
So, but he was just spitballing that. That wasn't
Mm-hmm.
official. So, but
yeah,
now, like I said, now that Alabama's going through this stuff, I think we're going to see a whole lot of quick movement on rectifying this.
Yeah, I can agree. Everything's about a
Yeah.
quick buck, man. Everything's about a quick buck. Nobody feel like waiting
Yep.
on no 3-4 year program. Everybody want to be. They want you to come in,
Yeah.
get this thing. They want you to be back in national championship next year, not 2 years
Yeah.
from now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
And Moody is exactly right. Like how much did Quinshon Judkins get? You know what I mean? And then
mm,
you know, um, they brought in a new quarterback from Kansas State. They brought in a quarterback from Bama, one of their 5-star recruits that they just brought in this year.
yeah, Cyan or
So
something like
yeah, so if Ryan Day's putting it all out there right now, you know what I
that
mean?
for
Like
sure.
he just
Trying to push his
he
chips
putting
in
his
there.
nuts on the table. And
Yeah, yeah.
if he don't beat Michigan this year, I'm never the kind of guy that try to do the whole like you got to win this game where your job is on the line, except for
mm,
when it's Sean McDermott. But 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 if Ryan Day don't beat Michigan this year,
It's slow, bro. It has to end at some point. Say something's got to give, especially when you bring in the whole squad back. When you bring in everybody signs Marvin Harrison back, we come on, bro. You know what I'm
so
saying?
what's the word on Harbaugh? I heard that he's going to interview with the Chargers again, but I haven't heard
Um,
one way or the other.
I think
man, they gonna slow
he
down.
interviewed. He actually, I think he interviewed with San Francisco. I mean, not San Francisco. Atlanta. I think he interviewed with Atlanta.
Yeah, he did an interview with Atlanta the other day. Yeah, I know he's supposed to. I think tomorrow he interviews with the Chargers again. But like I don't know. Like, are you feeling more as this drags out? Are you feeling that it's more likely that he's going to be gone? And if so, is it Sharon?
It's hard to say, man. I feel like Harbaugh just going on this little tour. You know, he likes the attention, man. I think he just going talk to everybody. He might just mess around, go back to Michigan for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's hard to say what he's thinking. He's
well,
one of those
well, I
corporate
heard
guys. You
they,
just don't know.
I heard they had something near a $125 waiting on him, but it sounds like he's a little hesitant because he's like, I need to know that y'all ain't going to throw me under the bus when the NCAA comes.
Yeah, you got a point there with that. Yeah.
Coach
So
K.
just for that, he might just will like I said, we'll try to take an NFL job just to duck that,
Yeah, that's
duck
what I
that
was thinking.
smoke.
The same thing Pete Carroll did, But they
Yeah,
said,
right.
but there's been rumors that the NFL could punish him as well. Like if he came to the NFL and the NCAA made a certain ruling, they could punish him because I know they did that to Terrell Pryor
Mm-hmm.
for the tattoos and all that stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we definitely gonna see, man. Oof.
I really don't. I really don't know. Oh, John Moody. Hey, come on, brother. At one point, you gotta get that hate out your heart, my brother. At one point, you can't hate your way to success, my brother. Every year, I've been knowing you for a while now, my brother, and every time y'all used to spank us, my brother, it was the same. It was the same handshake emoji that I do when we win. When y'all win, y'all get the same handshake emoji that y'all get when I win. You can't hate
Yeah.
your way to prosperity, my brother. I promise you. I had to wait for it. I had to wait for it, my dog, and it came. You feel me? You just gotta, you know what I'm saying? Just hold on, bro. Like we said, y'all bringing back the whole squad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why you mad? Y'all bringing everybody back,
I
bro.
mean,
Ain't Ransom
play,
coming
play,
back?
playing the game of probability, Penn State got to get right at some point, right?
Bro, they
Yeah.
got you right. But I mean, James Franklin, what else they go? But I mean, is he gonna be the long term like Joe Paterno? Like,
Well, I know they signed him through 2029, I think it was recently.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be there. I mean, he I think he's a good coach, but I think he he just that conservative, man. He played too close to the vest.
Yeah,
I
can
just,
agree.
man, I feel exactly
mean,
what you're saying. But it's like
and
Penn State
don't
does.
let Moody fool you either. Like, Penn State was a penalty on a fumble return away from winning in the shoe too.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that is true.
Come on, bro.
So,
Come
and I ain't
on,
coming at
bro.
you, Moody. I ain't coming at you, Moody. You my fellow Commodore. I ain't coming at you, but we just gotta say what it is.
I
Talking
feel you,
about some
man.
damn Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. Get out of here, Cups.
Oh my God. Well, hey, we not even gonna do that. You're not gonna trigger me. We had an hour and a
All
half.
right.
You know I appreciate you. I'm not gonna let you take me down that road. We gonna say we're gonna say that for the next joke, man. You already know, y'all. The smoke has cleared, man. I am Styrofoam Ralph. This has been the Hot Box. I have my brother, man, Pats Nation, Rumi Rowe in the
Yes,
building.
sir,
And you
man.
already know, man, sports reports as ordered. It is
Shout
a
out
pleasure
Sports Report
every
as
time.
ordered, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Sir,
2-5.
appreciate it.
Love my dog.
Wherever you
Yes,
get your podcast, check out the YouTube
Yes, sir.
page.
Yeah, I'm about to go check that out. Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Sir.
About to create a joint right after we get off
Shout
this
out
joint,
Logical,
man.
man. Shout out Mr. Logical, man.
Mr.
Yes,
Logical.
sir. Shout out to
Yes,
Mr. Logical
sir. I
for
like
sure.
him, man. He cool, man.
Yes,
Hell
sir.
yeah. Definitely check out Sports Reports as ordered on YouTube and Facebook. Check out the Hot Box YouTube and Facebook. The goddamn Hot Box is live every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday at 7. If we are on anytime outside of that, it is impromptu. There will never be any scheduled Hot Boxes outside those times. Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, 7 p.m. We love y'all so much, man. We're going to catch y'all on the next one.
Sir.
All right,
Peace.
fellas.